Okay. Oh, what's up, YouTube? It's a hot one today. It's rainy. We are going to talk about a game that I love playing. I try to encourage all my friends to play, and unfortunately, it's getting killed. I'm talking about Anthem. January 12th, 2026, they are shutting down the servers for Anthem. It will no longer be playable. It will be completely unplayable. And for a person like me who's tried to get all his friends to play, who thought the game was decent, I mean, I thought it was good enough to buy a couple copies. You know, I bought a couple copies on PS4. I got the digital copy. I might even have it on Steam. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look. But yeah, it's sad. And we're gonna watch an Aztec Cross video on what he says about it. So let's get that up, get full screen, and get it going.
Chat, can I just say, man, video games, man, they're great. I know that here, I think like Marathon, the news, the thoughts on Edge of Fate right now, but video games are great. Just across the board. I know we look back as like the 2000s or certain time frames were the best time in gaming, but I truly believe now we are in the best time. How much did EA pay you to say that? Video games are so great that BioWare and EA are shutting Anthem down. Anthem, a game that has gone down as one of BioWare's biggest misses, is shutting down online services after years with no significant content updates.
And it's no surprise that they're shutting it down because they didn't have any content updates. I mean, they put microtransactions in the game, but they didn't bring any DLC to it. So I mean, like, why would people want to keep playing when you're making an online only game and you don't give out updates?
Refunds will be issued and the game will be unplayable permanently. So BioWare was once known as one of gaming's greatest development studios. They've had a rough patch over the past decade between Anthem missing the mark, Mass Effect Andromeda having mixed reception at best, and Dragon Age the Veilguard falling short of expectations. BioWare's been put in a rough spot. That's an understatement, huh? And despite there at one point being ambitious to create an Anthem 2.0, that project was canned in February 2021, and EA decided to move
remember them
BioWare's
talking about
resources
wanting to bring out a big DLC
things.
update, and it just never went into fruition.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, I thought it was so dead that, to be honest, guys, I thought the servers were in fact off. That's right. Like the news, when this news broke that Anthem was getting shut down, I just thought it was already shut down.
I thought I knew a lot of people were still playing in early 2025. Like, I remember watching some YouTube videos, like people were saying like, oh, you should still play.
The result, the looter shooter title has been in maintenance mode for years, and the time has finally come for servers to be shuttered. With no offline mode, that means Anthem will be gone forever. Anthem will become permanently unplayable in January 2026. News of Anthem shutdown comes right as a conversation about the Stop Killing Games movement has mounted, with initiatives hitting 1 million signatures in Europe and possibly prompting legislature against the practice of closing down games permanently.
Yeah, because that's fucking predatory shit, you know? You're releasing a game and you're not giving it you're making it online only. So you have to have online to play it. The days of putting in a disc, PlayStation 3 was probably one of the last systems you could put a disc in and just play. But those days are gone. And then for them to not come out with anything, it's not a surprise that they're shutting it down. I'm happy to see people are trying to start a petition to stop killing games. I mean, it'd be great if you bought a physical copy for something. If 20 years down the road, you could throw it in and you can keep playing it and show your kids it.
Dude, I haven't even been keeping up with this. Hold up. There's a legislature against the practice of closing down games permanently. So what about games like The Day Before? What about Concord? So like Concord in this situation would have stayed online? In the FAQ on EA's announcements, they said the following about why the game wouldn't be playable. Anthem was designed to be an online-only title. So once the servers go offline, the game will no longer be playable.
But people did get screwed over on that.
So regardless of how many hours you put into the game or how much you purchased it for,
whoever played it for the first 2 weeks before it got shut down.
Useless on January 12th, 2026. And there are people with hundreds of hours in the game. Maybe even thousands. Perhaps even thousands. And while premium currency is no longer purchasable, items bought with this currency aren't given to players for free either. They're just permanently inaccessible. With Stop Killing Games picking up traction, it should come as no surprise that EA is aiming to take the game offline before possible legislation requiring them to make the game available in some capacity, whether that be an overhaul to make it function offline or giving the source code to the community that could somehow preserve.
Yeah, they are really trying to rip it out of our hands before any legislator does like make a law or a rule that, like, if you make a game and people bought physical copies, they should be able to still play it. They're trying to take it away before anything like that does happen, and that's a shame. You know, the idea that we should give the source code to the community, I'm 100% behind that. I think that's fantastic. Put it out there. Let people mod it. Let people, give people the game that they deserve.
Perfect. I mean, dude, just do this. I'm telling you, man, somebody can make Anthem a hell of a game. When you talk about what games don't have, there have been looter shooters in the past that I have played that just didn't have that core factor, that thing that made it special, and that thing that made you say, hey, I want to come back and play it. There's so many games that just can't nail the it factor. Anthem had that. And in my opinion, even harder than even in-game, nailing that it is the most difficult
holds
thing.
up.
Because that's just like,
fantastic.
that's just a subjective thing. That's just does this feel good to play? Does these builds feel good to use? Do I have an identity with whatever it is I'm using in the game? Does my class stand out to the next class? I wish someone could take Anthem and do like a proper Anthem reloaded.
Honestly, there are parts about it that I like better than Destiny.
Shooter that Anthem was supposed to be. Right here in this last line, in the event that the games industry changes its practices, there's a future where what Anthem's pulling is possible. For now, though, Anthem is on the chopping block with no plans to keep the game alive in any capacity. Dude, what even is the numbers right now? If I was to look up, again, I'm just so surprised that Anthem was even still going. 30,000 players playing Anthem? Get out of here.
No.
Dude, get out of here. Anthem isn't on Steam. Look, if you go to Anthem right now,
I need to check that.
You've got some people streaming it, man. You've got
like I can't remember. I feel like I did buy it on Steam. I feel like I did. I feel like I bought Anthem. Stop bottlenecking my computer. No. Damn, if I want to stream it, I got to do it on PlayStation 5. I know I bought a copy on there. What a bummer, dude.
got some people playing it, so they're there.
I will try and
Anthem,
stream it.
look, as painful as like we've experienced with certain game shutdowns, or even like just missed out on like the whole what if scenario with things like, for instance, like Destiny 3 or whatever. Anthem it really is painful to see because there was love put into this game. It just wasn't. It wasn't that double down moment. If you look at Destiny should have failed. Destiny 1 should have failed. Destiny 2 definitely should have failed. But it was the Taken King experience, the year expansion after it had launched, and
yeah, if it wasn't for those, like, it would be one hell of a boring game. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Destiny when it came out. I heard all my friends were talking about it, but I've been led down that road where all my friends say game is a great game or is going to be a good game, and then you're at, you know, the midnight release for No Man's Sky, and we all know how that first fucking release went.
And also the Forsaken expansion after Destiny 2 Vanilla launch. Those were the two expansions that saved both of those games. And it would essentially what it was the developers saying, hey, we're doubling down. We're going to give you what you want. We're going to listen to community feedback, and we're going to give you an explosion of content. We never really got that in Anthem. And look, you guys,
no
I
help,
know
no
there's going to be
support.
people that defend BioWare and say it was an EA decision. All right, you know, whether it was EA or BioWare, the point is, it's just a shame. It's a shame that Anthem didn't get that 2.0 version, that reloaded version, or just that follow-up annual expansion version that really made it pop. And at this point, I don't even know if anyone could even come in and like pick up the rights to Anthem, or if EA would even part ways with something like that. I do know, like, amongst people that play looter shooters, if Anthem was to announce something down the road, people would give it a go. My team would give it a go.
Absolutely.
Glazing? I'm not glazing, dude. Look,
I didn't
you
buy
could fly
multiple
in that
copies of
game.
it
You could fly, dude.
to
Everything
not
it
enjoy
felt
it.
good. The gameplay was good. You're flying, you're diving, you hit the ground, you feel the mech
You're going
running, dude.
underwater. Like, it was-
everything felt so
it was crazy.
good. The gameplay was on point.
There's
The
so many
weapons
things that
could have been a little more potent. The prime system could have been a little
primed by
bit
this
more
game,
intuitive.
you
Like,
know?
they could have added definitely more to it, to its prime detonator system, which seemed to be what every build revolved around. But mechanically, I felt like everything felt really, really good. And again, that's one of the hardest things for any game to nail. It's just, hey, by default, does this game feel good to play? Personally, just
I thought a lot of it felt good. I felt like getting introduced to your freelancer when you walk into like the main area, the last city or whatever. When you go in there, like, it felt better than when you walked into Destiny. And like, that's what I compared it to when I first got it, was Destiny. And I just thought they definitely one-upped them. But then it just, didn't get the service it needed. It didn't get any updates. It didn't get any help. Just fell short, fell behind, and then developers just move on to the next one, chalk it up.
So that I can embed it in my mind the final 2 weeks or week of its existence, which will be in January of 2026. We're going to play through an entirely new character with the story, although the story wasn't that crazy. We'll just play through an entire new character and try to be the last player online, I suppose. I don't know if I've ever been part of a game that's been shut down or actively been in a game that was getting shut down. It's going to be a moment there where we're all just kind of like sitting there in the servers, just like waiting for the lights to get turned off. I'm down, count me in. Anthem was just hollow, a lot of potential though, without a doubt.
Yeah.
We should all play, everyone in chat. Wouldn't that be so bizarre
awesome.
though? Like BioWare and EA look up and they're like, why is there a couple thousand players playing our game right now? You know what I mean? Never played it before, but I'm down to try. I just want to play it one more time to emphasize to you guys just how good of a game Anthem actually was. Like, at its core, it's a good game. And the only reason why this game failed is not because it's not a good game. It was just simply because there was no reinvestment and there was no end game, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just felt like you're doing the same loop the entire time. You were doing the same thing over and over and over. And, I mean, lack of story mode, lack of end game, lack of DLC, a lot of things like push this thing into the ground. But I mean, at its core, it is still a great game. The graphics still hold up today. The gameplay still holds up today. Like, I'm gonna have to drag my PlayStation over here, hook it up to the monitor, hook the rip stick up to it, or whatever, rip saw, or whatever it's called, and then fucking stream it. I'll definitely update that when I'm going to.
But there was no reinvestment into it, and so we'll have that experience leading up to its shutdown. Imagine that's all they needed for them to restart or work on 2.0 just for a bunch of people playing. Look, here's the thing. Anthem had a dedicated player base. They had people still actively playing. You had content creators still covering Anthem, and they were waiting for that big Taken King Forsaken turn for Anthem, but it never came. It never came. And look, whether EA's to blame more or BioWare, it's at this point, it's just whatever. It's just whatever. It's just a shame. Dude, y'all remember the reveal trailer? Hold on, brother, dude. We thought this game was about to kill. And everyone always talked about the curse of calling games the Destiny killer. But dude, this trailer right here, oh my God.
There's always like the next killer of some other game.
The gods
but yeah,
vanished.
no, it's not this trailer.
And
this
left
is like a base
our
trailer.
world in chaos. Creating.
Yeah, this is like a base trailer. You see, this is the real one on here.
Destroying.
Oh, this is so sick.
You can go in the water too.
I hope I don't get copyrighted for that song. This is just the trailer I'm reacting to. I'm so fucking.
Has different classes. That big boy right there, man. Was that the interceptor?
Dude, that thing looks like a fucking Titan.
Dude, I was more referring to Anthem, hold on, E3 trailer.
The E3,
Hi, I'm
yeah,
John Warner,
the E3,
game
yeah, this
director for
trailer where you
Anthem.
walk in and you get to see like the city the freelancers have built.
Y'all remember this? Y'all remember
This
this?
was
at E3?
this was so good.
Hey.
Yeah, this was incredible to see. This was really good. Not like
Freelancer.
other
Perhaps
games
like-
like I want to compare it to like Destiny again, but like the other one I'm thinking of was the first Descendant. God, that was such garbage. Oh, I can't remember. I think I spent like $30 on that game to like get the skin and then get a season pass or whatever it was, and I never played it again. And this I still keep coming back to. Like I literally just gave my friend a copy because I have multiple copies. I brought one for my brother, my girlfriend. I had one, and I had the downloaded one from PlayStation. So, yeah, this was quite the showstopper when it was revealed, and then when I got to play it,
What
it's
did you do?
exactly the same.
I made a mistake. I hired some people. They weren't freelancers. I know. They said they could handle it. The price was right. I thought maybe.
Unbelievable.
You're right. It was
When
stupid.
did this come out?
I'm sorry. But they're still out there. Somewhere. If you could just bring them back.
Because like even
Anything you
like the CGI for like the way the mouth moves and the facial expressions is so good. What year did this come out?
I'll get to
Dude, the way it looked like you picked up that
In
quest,
the world
dude.
of Anthem, you and your friends are freelancers, the heroes who leave the safety of the walls of Fort Tarsus to explore the unknown and protect humanity. Let's join 2 players as they head out on an expedition.
Hey,
These
Paul,
comms.
you ready to go?
We're just grabbing some supplies. Just
Came
about
out
ready.
6 years
What are you
ago,
gonna use today?
February
I decided to go with
2019.
the Colossus.
I'm gonna use my Ranger. Try out some new upgrades.
Y'all remember all the load screens though? There were so many load screens.
Yeah, PlayStation 4. It was not well known for having
Every
quick
player will own
load
an array
screens
of
compared to
exosuits we
PS5.
call javelins. These
Or
suits
PC
give
for that
players
matter.
superhuman capabilities and are heavily
This
customizable so
is
they look
beautiful.
and play how you
Look, it looks so
It's
good.
a sexy game,
There's
though.
wildlife. There's waterfalls. It's like a Hallelujah Mountains.
Damn, looking good. Nice, you've got a mortar equipped.
Yeah, I got it on the weekend. You lead the way, I'll follow.
So fucking cool. Yeah, I saw this
Dude,
trailer. I was
love the
in.
flying in this game, man.
I think it's when I saw them go underwater that I was like,
This
I
is a
gotta play
vast
it.
Such
open
real
world to explore
conversations.
with your friends. Each Javelin exosuit has its own unique playstyle. The Ranger is balanced and all-purpose, while the Colossus is a tanking powerhouse.
All right, let's see what's up here.
How did this game
World of
tank and
Anthem
look
is
so
hostile,
good?
and threats can come from
Right?
any direction.
it looks
It's a dynamic
fantastic.
world where the unexpected
You gotta have in-game, man. If you're planning on making a live service game or like an MMO looter shooter, you gotta have in-game. And this one just didn't.
Yeah,
If you're gonna make it a live service game, make it free, and then just constantly update it.
We're saying
Fire
everything.
from up ahead.
I'll go low, you flank.
Yeah, this. Oh my god, I fell
You
in
gotta
love with that.
understand, though, when we saw
like,
this,
this
for
is
the first
amazing.
time, we were losing it, fellas. I remember I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. It's the Destiny Killer.
Yeah. It looks a million times better than Destiny.
Hang in there. Almost there. Have you been in there yet?
I
Movement
haven't.
was on point.
We should do that later with Kim.
Yeah, you could use the XP. Hello, treasure. I think we got some action ahead.
I love that. You get the sprint in there as well.
Attack. Anyone in the area. We're under attack.
I think that's part of Praxley's mission.
You can equip your Javelin exosuit with gear that brings devastating power to combat.
The destruction, the
Dude, they
fucking
could have made like
environments.
tiers, even took like a Diablo approach. I would have ate that up for this game.
Oh, there are a lot of scars down
There was the
there.
fucking weapon you could shoot
the
where
scars
it would
have
fucking
heavy.
fire a billion
Time to
little
use that
missiles
mortar.
out and they'd all fucking surge on fucking whoever you're fighting at. Oh god, it was good. I've got 6 months
Covering
to
fire.
play it and enjoy it before it's gone forever.
There's a bunch more coming in.
Borderlands 4 approach
I'll
with
get this
random,
round.
yeah. Look at that, look at that. Look at
Yeah, this is it. Yes. It's like the thing from Iron Man, man.
Oh, come on. Be something good. Oh, yes. Jar's Wrath.
Oh, nice.
that dopamine high, man.
Large-scale world
RNG
events
loot
like
droppers.
shapers are dynamic, and pull you off the beaten path.
Let me just say this. The UI in this looks way better than what it actually did. I'm not saying that in-game was terrible, but this looks beyond clean. The UI in Anthem wasn't,
I thought it looked pretty
necessarily
similar.
awful, but they made it look stupid clean for this.
I definitely thought it looked
Promise of new
pretty
stories to
similar
discover.
to the gameplay trailer. I mean, they may have like cleaned up the screen a little bit. They may have like
Okay. Actually, let's get some more
shrunk
people.
the HUD or
Hold on a sec.
gave you less things
but
on
here's
screen.
the thing, and then they get into, so you see like the dynamic weather, like that was like really big for this. It was like big storms could open up in the world.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, what's happening?
I'm right behind you.
Squad assembled. And this was what it was like, dude. Playing with your friends. There's wildlife just running through everywhere, and this would constantly happen in the game.
I'm getting sadder by the
The
minutes.
storm is getting crazy.
Fellas, don't be sad. Just be happy we got to experience it, right? Just be happy that at one time we thought this was going to be the greatest game ever. Sure, it let us down and it ended up not being that at all. And it was completely mid and it flopped in every single way, ultimately getting shut down now. But
They could have No Man's Skied it. They could have did what they did No Man's Sky. When I bought that game, midnight release, that game sucked. It was complete ass. And now look at it. We're 5 years later from whenever that was released. I think it was released in 2020. I could be wrong. It could be released earlier than that. I know it came out on PlayStation 4. I own the original copy with the receipt. They updated it. They made it. It's a completely different game. They could have done the same thing to this.
one time we were so hyped about this, you know what I mean? It was good memories. Well, yep, didn't work out that way. We actually had a bunch of loading screens and no in-game build diversity was pretty slim and no reinvestment back in the game. Man, they definitely pitched it to us good right here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this right here, they pitched it good, real good. Yeah, technical errors, crashes, all that jazz. Yeah. Either way it goes, to my people that were still playing Anthem, I would hope
Yeah, it really
that
wasn't that
everyone had, like,
playable when
mentally
it came out.
moved
It took
on
them a
from
while to
But
get
for
it
my
playable.
folks out there
Then
that
they stopped updating.
I feel like there was probably a few that was probably still playing it, thinking,
We were just
"Don't
getting
worry,
patches and
BioWare
bug
not
fixes.
gonna let us down. They're gonna still give us something. They're gonna cook it. They're gonna give us Anthem
It still looks
Reloaded,
beautiful.
Anthem 2.0. Those are the folks I feel really bad for. I hate it for them, man. I really do. I hate it for them. And who knows? Maybe this is just a game that we talk about to our great grandkids one day about the game that could have been, that should have been. Who knows?
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.
All right. Yep, the game that could have been. Oh my gosh. So, I'm gonna be playing a little bit of Anthem. I'm definitely gonna jump back into it. I'm gonna use the Ripsaw or whatever it's called, and I'm gonna try and vibe with it. I'm gonna try and get back into it. I'm gonna try and get my friend who I just gave the game back into it. I'm gonna try and get my brother into it. Try and get my girlfriend. We're gonna try and squad up. We're gonna try and have some fun with it before it's gone, because like good things good things don't last, and this is one of them. Who knows? Maybe there's a future for it, but for now, all we have is 6 months and then just memories. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.